Hey guys, welcome back. In today's video, I'm going to be doing a first impressions slash review slash makeup tutorial on the Too Faced Peaches and Cream collection. I did receive it in a PR package. It came in this giant mini fridge, faux mini fridge. It's not a real one, even though I wish it was real. And I did get every single piece from the collection, minus a few colors from the lipsticks and melting powders, but I will be swatching the products that I do have. And you guys will see halfway through the video, I thought this makeup look wasn't gonna work out and I was gonna have to start all over again. But based off the way it looks right now, I'm actually really pleasantly surprised, and I love how natural the skin looks, and I was not expecting that. So I feel like you guys might be shocked as well, or shooketh. You will be shooketh halfway through this video. Because I don't know what I was expecting from this collection, but I was not expecting a more natural finish. So if you guys are interested, keep on watching. Hello! All right, I've already filled in my brows, and I already applied the MAC paint pot in soft ochre on my lid, as well as a little bit of the new Peach Perfect Comfort Matte Foundation on the eyes as well. This way it looks like whatever I'm applying to the eyes blends into the rest of the skin. It's kind of my little trick. So now I'm going to go straight into the eyes. So I'm going to be using the Just Peachy Mattes palette. And right off the bat, the one thing I have to say about this palette is when you see the word mattes, right? And you're going to assume that this entire palette is mattes. Well, it is all mattes, except for this guy. Peach Sangria. I don't mind it, but I can see how as a consumer, if you're wanting an all matte palette and there's one shimmery shade in an all matte palette, you'd be like, what the heck? So that's the only thing I have to say about it. But other than that, the colors are very, very beautiful. Peachy, warm browns, and some plums. So the first shadow I'm going to be using as a transition shade is Fresh Picked down here. So I'm just going to fluff this into the crease. It is a little darker than a normal transition shade, so I'm just gonna really buff it out. Smells very peachy. You guys know all the Too Faced products, like the chocolate palettes and the peach collection, the original peach collection, they all have some sort of scent to it. Next, I'm going in with Just Ripe, and these seem to be going on really pigmented. I don't know if I mentioned, I also used the MAC Mineralized Skin Finish powder across the entire lid to make blending a lot easier. So they are going on really pigmented over a powdery base, and you can really build on the color. So I'm just picking up a little more of Just Ripe and darkening up this purple shadow. And I kind of want to go a little darker on the inner and outer corners, so I'm also going to pick up Peach Tart and just apply it right to the inner and outer corners next to that purple shadow. And then right on the center of the lid, I'm going to take Peach Sangria, the non-matte shadow from the palette, and I'm going to use my fingertip to apply it to the center of the lid. Same brush that I applied the purple shadow with, and again, just buffing the edges around the purple shadow. And then I'm going to pick up that same brush that I used to apply the transition shade, and I'm going to pick up Peaches and Cream down here to just buff around the outer edges of this shadow. So I'm just going to go right around the edges all the way around, really buff it out. It's also going to bring back some more of those peach tones to the crease. All right, so that is it for the eyes. I want to finish the rest of the skin before I finish the lower lash line and add mascara and lashes. But overall, I have to say that this palette is really pigmented from the shadows I did use. I'll make sure to swatch the rest of the palette in this video for you guys. I did get a little bit of fallout, but nothing excessive, especially for such a dark eyeshadow. So I'm just going to clean this up and move on to the skin next. All right, so let's just say I tried styling my hair differently today, and it is not working for me. I don't know what's going on. I'm gonna start by using the new, where is it? There's a new primer. ¿Dónde está? It is the Primed and Peachy Cooling Matte Skin Perfecting Primer. And since it is mattifying, I'm only gonna apply it to my T-zone. It reminds me of De-Slick by Urban Decay. It smells like peaches, and I just got it on my nose. I'm just gonna go ahead and apply it to the center of the face. Wow. It does have a really nice cooling effect. I really like that. I really like the way this feels on my skin. Honestly, this cooling effect, I don't know what is causing that, what ingredient or what's in it, but I like it. So next I'm gonna apply the Peach Perfect Comfort Matte Foundation. I like the word comfort. I'm assuming it's not going to be ultra matte and super dry on the skin. I have a feeling it's going to be a hydrating matte. And it already feels really nice. It's really thick. It has the same consistency actually as Born This Way, just a little thicker, but it looks really creamy and fresh. It doesn't look moussey or dry. I really don't like matte foundations that have that moussey texture. This one seems really nice. So I'm just going to go ahead and start applying it all over. It is going to be darker, but I'm going to balance it out with concealer. Again, it smells super peachy. I could do without the peach smell in my foundation. Everything else I'm okay with, but in my foundation I'm kind of, it's a little much because I feel like I'm going to smell it all day long on my face. But overall, I mean, the coverage isn't super full coverage. You can tell by my sunspots that are still showing. Wow, what was I thinking? It looks dewy. It doesn't look matte. I'm assuming once it dries down, it'll be more towards the matte side. But so far, it feels really nice on the skin. It feels breathable and really, really fresh. It doesn't feel like I have a lot on the skin. But now to balance out this Cheeto looking concealer is what I call it when I look a little too orange. I'm going to use the Born This Way concealer in light nude, and I'm going to apply a little more than I normally would just because I really need to balance out how dark this foundation is. Okay, I'm going to look just a little crazy for a moment until I finished the rest of the look, but again, I was just trying to balance out the color of the foundation. The next product that I am super intrigued by, and I don't know how it's gonna work out for me, but these are the melting powders, and we have a bronzer, a blush, and an illuminator, and they're really cool when you look at them. They look like plastic. It almost looks like they have that plastic film over them, but they're not. They're solid, and when you work it in with your finger, they just melt down. So I'm gonna work with this product right now while everything hasn't been set. So I'm gonna start with the bronzer first, and I just warmed it up with my finger. I'm going to apply it to the back of my hand like that, and then I'm gonna use my sponge to apply it to the same areas I normally would with a powder bronzer, and start applying it to the general areas. But do you see what I mean by it's not as user-friendly? Just because I feel like some people might get this product and be like, how do I actually use it? Even me, I'm like using way too much right now. It does look really natural and beautiful on the skin. I just think I'm starting to look a little crazy. I'm hoping once I set with powder, I won't look as crazy. And once I add the blush and the highlighter, but I feel like right now I just look kind of unblended. Now I'm gonna go in with the blush, which, whew, that color. Ooh, you barely need any. The skin just looks really natural and clean. What's throwing me off is the fact that my concealer, or like the fact that the foundation was too dark to begin with. But these melting powders look absolutely beautiful on the skin. It doesn't look like you have product on your skin. It just looks really natural. I mean, you can see it. It just looks really clean. Highlighter is last. Again, we're gonna melt it down. This color looks really pretty. It's a very soft glow too. So I'm just gonna use the same sponge once more and apply it to the high points of the face. Even those of you who don't like to wear a lot of skin product, like a lot of foundation or concealer, these might be a great way to add a little bit of color without having to apply a base first, because applying powder products to bare skin can be really difficult. They don't stick as well as they do to foundation. So these are a great option for a really natural finish without having to apply a base like a foundation. Okay, so now to set everything, I'm gonna be using the new Peach Perfect Mattifying Setting Powder. And it smells like peaches. You guys, the peach smell. Peach smell is real intense in here today. And I'm gonna swirl it on in my poof and then set the entire face. When the powder goes in your mouth, it tastes really good. It reminds me a lot of the Laura Mercier powder, and I feel like I did try the other Too Faced powder and I wasn't so drawn to it. It has more of a smoothing texture to it. This one feels a lot, or just like the Laura Mercier powder. It's really nice. But now I feel like I need more bronzer on my skin. It just doesn't look like I have a lot of makeup on, doesn't it, right? It looks like I have nothing on my skin. Should have read or watched a video on how to apply these products before. I just kind of went in. I don't know how I feel about applying a product with fragrance underneath my eyes, because I'm always terrified of getting dermatitis again, and fragrance is one of the worst offenders, so hopefully this doesn't make me break out in dermatitis. So I wasn't gonna use this Sweetie Pie Radiant Matte Bronzer, but because I feel like the powder kind of just took away from all the color, I'm gonna use this to contour a little more and add some more color. So I'm just gonna apply it over the other bronzer to add some more warmth to the skin. So the same areas. And then using a smaller brush, I'm only going to pick up the bronzer because clearly some of that pink translates onto the cheeks. So it looks natural on the cheeks, but it won't everywhere else. So I'm just going to use the smaller brush to apply it to the sides of the nose. I received 3 shades of the Peach Kiss lipsticks. We have Drunk Dial, Sunday Funday, and Doll Face. So let's go ahead and try them on. Let's go darkest to lightest because I feel like I might end this look with a nude lip. So let's start off with Drunk Dial. And the packaging is super cute. I mean, Too Faced puts a lot of thought into their packaging. I don't know, everything's just really, really cute. So I'm gonna go ahead and apply this first without a lip liner so we can just see what it looks like without a liner and on its own. Wow, super pigmented. It goes on really creamy. This is Drunk Dial, and the formula feels so nice on the lips. For a matte lipstick, it's very comfy and creamy, and it doesn't feel dry at all. I mean, it might change after I've worn it for a while, but right now it feels really nice. Obviously super, super pigmented, and the color is so pretty. The next one I'm gonna try on is Sunday Funday, and this one is a deeper nude, almost like a taupey neutral nude color. So Sunday Funday is looking a little bland on me. The color is beautiful. So with a lip liner that's a little bit darker, I could see this being a really good nude for me because it's not translating really pink or really peach on my lips. So I just need a deeper or a darker nude to define my lips because if not, it kind of just blends in with my skin. But overall, it's a really nice neutral lip color. These also taste like peaches, FYI. And this last one is Doll Face. No. On me, it is way, way too light. No. I reapplied Sunday Funday, and this time I used Curvy Lip Liner from the I Love Sarai ColourPop collection. This lip liner is a great color for outlining nude lips, and now it looks normal. It doesn't look like it was blending into my skin. It is a really great neutral lip color, especially with such dramatic eyes. And now the last thing for me to try is the mattifying setting spray, and I already look pretty matte. I don't think I need to mattify myself, but let's just give it a try. Again, for the sake of the video and for a first impressions of the Peaches and Cream collection, let's just give it a shot. So someone from Too Faced, I believe, told me to shake it up really well because it does have, I think it's either like a clay-like ingredient or something where if you don't shake it up, it can leave little white spots on your face. So just make sure you give it a good shake and then go ahead and mist yourself. And that completes the tutorial. Now I just want to go over which products I think were standout products for me and which ones I would possibly pass on. For sure, the Peach Perfect Comfort Matte Foundation. It looks super natural. It looks like skin, and I really like that about this. The one thing I will say about all the face products, because I will say the Peach Perfect Powder is another one that I think is a great product, very comparable to the Laura Mercier Translucent Powder. However, with the face products, I really wish they didn't have the peach fragrance infused into them because I can still smell it on my face. And while I do like the way it smells, I just don't like applying it to my skin, especially underneath my eyes. Same thing with the mattifying setting spray. This is going to be a great option if you're more towards the oily side, and then the other Too Faced setting spray is great if you are normal to dry. The Cooling Matte Skin Perfecting Primer, this was just really nice to use. It's not as heavy as D-Slick by Urban Decay, so if you found that primer to be too heavy for you, this is going to be another great option because while it mattifies and minimizes the look of pores, it doesn't feel really heavy on the skin. Oh, and the lipsticks. I've said it in my past videos, I've been kind of overusing liquid lipsticks and I have been craving classic lipsticks, classic matte lipsticks such as these. So I'm really glad that Too Faced came out with these for another option because they are really, really nice. As for the products that I am not too sure about, the first ones being the melting powders. And don't get me wrong, this is a really cool product. I think it is very unique and I haven't seen anything like this in a while, or I don't know, I can't think of another product to like it. The reason I would probably pass on them is because I don't think they are extremely user-friendly. You have to work with them a little bit, and as you guys saw, I still ended up going in with more bronzer and blush after I set with powder. So maybe these go better over powder. Again, I didn't really watch any videos on how to use these products. Girl on the go, yes. Full glam? No. Is it a cool product? Yes. And then the other two I would probably pass on or just have to play with a little more are the translucent smoothing finishing powder. I don't know. I feel like it didn't really do anything, but I do love the concept of it. It's just, I don't know. Maybe it looked different on camera, but for me looking in the mirror, I feel like I didn't do much. And then the Sweetie Pie Radiant Matte Bronzer. The only reason I would pass on this is because it's got the pink powder mixed into it, so it's like a blush slash bronzer, and I apply my bronzer all over, so when I pick up a little bit of the pink powder mixed in with the bronzer, it can translate pink on the face, which is why I would pass on that one. So yeah, that wraps up my opinion on the Too Faced Sweet Peach, Too Faced Peaches and Cream collection. Let me know what you guys are interested in checking out from the collection, what caught your eye, what you would absolutely not get. I already gave you guys my 2 cents, so I hope this video helped you guys out. My hair, I don't even know what it's doing anymore. I'm gonna head out. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Like, share, subscribe, and I will see you in the next one. Bye, guys.